A motorhome, designer jewellery, watches, pens, coffee machines, Nicola Sturgeon and Peter Murrell. This story looks like politics, but the financial lesson is simple. A long-term partner was accused of secretly moving large amounts of money over years without the other partner noticing. Different scale, same risk pattern. If one person controls the money and the other assumes everything is fine, problems can build quietly for a long time. This is especially important for single income women or women in relationships where one partner handles most of the finances. The husband of Nicola Sturgeon admitted to misusing hundreds of thousands of pounds over time. She has said she has no knowledge of it and has not been accused of any wrongdoing. The key point is not blame, it's structure. One person had full visibility and control over financial activity for a long time. That creates risk, even in relationships that look stable from the outside. Trust is important in relationships, but it's not enough for money. If you're not regularly checking what is happening with your finances, you are not managing money, you are hoping it is being managed well. And hope is not protection. Even if one partner manages the money, you should always have access to accounts, visibility of spending, and understanding of savings and debts. If you only get summaries or verbal reassurance, you are dependent, not informed, and dependence increases risk. Financial issues rarely appear suddenly. They build slowly. Small unexplained expenses, accounts you don't review, financial decisions you didn't see happen. Over years, small gaps become large losses. The longer you don't look, the harder it is to fix. If there's one income or one person controlling most of the money, the risk is even higher. Not because your partner is untrustworthy, but because one system controls everything. One person has full financial knowledge. Mistakes or misuse are even harder to detect. At minimum, both partners should understand the total income, the total debt, and savings and investments. Having your own financial awareness does not mean you distrust your partner. It means you're protected if something goes wrong. That protection can include your own bank account, your own savings, knowing how to access everything if needed. It is not about expecting problems. It's about being ready for them. This case is not a warning about relationships. It's a reminder about structure. Money should never be invisible to the person it affects. If you do not fully understand your household finances, you're exposed. Even a good relationship, the goal is simple. Know where your money is, know what it is doing, and do not rely on assumptions. Nicola Sturgeon is one of the most formidable, brilliant, and powerful female leaders of our generation. She was entirely cleared of any criminal wrongdoing by the police, but she left the situation saying she felt deceived, betrayed, and lied to, realizing she had been married to someone she did not know at all. She literally described it as serving a public sentence for a crime she did not commit. Nicola Sturgeon's nightmare is the ultimate cautionary tale for the high-earning sink woman. It proves that you can be the smartest person in the boardroom, but if you don't build financial firewalls in your personal life, a partner can dismantle your reputation, your credit, and your peace of mind without you ever seeing it coming. Here are some of the lessons if you're single on a single income. Blind trust is a luxury, and sink women cannot afford to blindly trust their partners. For over a decade, Nicola focused entirely on her historic political career. She trusted her husband to run the administrative and financial side of the party, and presumably their shared domestic life. She admitted that because she trusted him, she never questioned the origin of luxury items or assets around her. High-earning sink women often suffer from what psychologists refer to as hypercompetence burnout, spending so much energy making heavy decisions at work that when we come home, we just want to outsource things. We say, you handle the investments or you manage the joint account for the bills. I'm too busy. Lesson number 2, the assumption of reputational immunity. Your reputation is your highest yielding financial asset and protected fiercely. For a sink woman, your earning potential is heavily tied to your personal brand, your career standing, and your professional credibility. Look at what happened to Nicola. Even though she was legally cleared, her legacy is permanently tied to a £124,000 motorhome parked in her mother-in-law's driveway, bought with stolen funds. Her memoir launch and public appearances are now overshadowed by questions about designer coffee machines and embezzlement. When you build your own wealth, you aren't just protecting cash in a bank, you're protecting your career equity. If you partner with someone whose financial ethics are questionable, someone who lives beyond their means, hides debt, or takes unethical shortcuts, their legal or financial mud will splatter onto you. If you are dating or cohabiting, you need to do an ethical audit of your partner. Ask yourself, how do they treat money? Do they have a lifestyle that their legitimate income can't possibly support? Are they secretive about their business dealings? If something doesn't add up financially, do not let love blind your logic. A partner's financial scandal can get you blacklisted from boards, fired from executive positions, or ruin your business's credibility. This brings us to lesson number 3. Every single woman needs an uncompromisable financial firewall. When you don't have kids, it's easy to slip into a casual financial arrangement with a partner because you think, oh, we don't have to worry about child support or custody. We can just share everything. But look at the Sturgeon-Murrell dynamic. They were a power couple embedded in the exact same institution. Their professional and personal boundaries were completely blurred. To protect your wealth, you need strict boundaries. Your financial firewall should consist of 3 things. 1. Having separate core accounts. Your salary lands in your account, your investments are in your name, and your retirement fund is untouched. And number 2, the capped joint account. If you live with someone, you have a joint account only for shared expenses, rent, mortgage, utilities, groceries. You both contribute a set amount and you check the statements every single month. A partner should never have unrestricted access to your primary wealth pool. And number 3, legal agreements. If you are buying property together or getting married, a prenuptial or cohabitation agreement isn't unromantic, it's mandatory. It protects you from being legally liable for debts they incur without your knowledge. Remember, Nicola and Murrell separated in January 2025, right as the legal walls were closing in. Legal and financial separation is your only true shield when a partner turns out to be a liability. Finally, what is lesson number 4? It is the hardest one to swallow. Beware of the smart woman blind spot. If you're highly educated and successful, you often believe that you're analytical and perceptive in your personal life. You think, I can choose the right partner, and I would know if my partner was doing something deceptive. But emotional intimacy creates a massive cognitive bias. We project our own ethics into the person we love. We assume that because we wouldn't embezzle, lie, or hoard secret debt, they wouldn't either. Nicola spent decades reading complex policy documents, outmaneuvering political rivals, and leading a nation. She is one of the greatest political leaders of our generation. Yet, she admitted she spent years married to a man she realizes she didn't even know at all. If it can happen to a literal head of government, it can happen to you. It can happen to me. It can happen to anyone. So don't let your intelligence become your blind spot. Being a sync woman means you have the ultimate freedom. But freedom requires absolute vigilance. Love your partner, but anchor your financial security in hard data, legal documentation, and independent accounts. Never let romance override your math. Building sync wealth is an incredible journey. It gives you choices, power, and freedom that generations of women before us never had. But to keep that power, you need to protect it from the people you let into your circle. If this deep dive opened your eyes, hit that like button and share this video with independent, ambitious women in your life who need to hear this. Drop a comment below. Do you keep your finances completely separate from your partner, or do you share an account? And where do you draw your financial firewalls? Till next time, bye-bye.